All glory be to you, our King of the room, your intellectual members, the two equivocal sides, and the house at large. This is Sahiem Samson, Grace of Lord Infant School. Today we have gathered to scrutinize the enigmatic theme, a conundrum that has perplexed scholars and laymen alike. This is ignoring our cultural practices is the main cause of bad behavior. I'll first take time to unravel the theme. Ignore is the present continuous tense of the word ignore. Ignore is to do something without minding. Our is a possessive form of we. Culture is related to the word culture. Culture is the way how people behave in a given society in terms of their foods, ways of dressing, and their names. Practices are daily activities or routines. Is a verb. That is an article. Main is most large or most important. Cause is something that makes the other happen. Of is a preposition. Bad is something wrong or unethical. Behavior is the way how someone conducts themselves in an area. I am on the affirmer's side and I solidly endorse emotion because of my following views. My first view is it leads to the breakdown of community. Ignoring our cultural practices leads to the breakdown of community. How? If we ignore our cultural practices, an example, the cultural practice is circumcision, practiced by the Bagishu in eastern Uganda. It is also known as circumcision. If we neglect our cultural practices, it will lead to the breakdown of community. How? Circumcision is done to the Bagishu men between the age of 15 and 20 years. The young generation will always observe the older generation being circumcised. This will lead, they will always know that circumcision is a painful action. They will also know that now that when they grow up, they will also have to face circumcision. So the only decision they have is to run away from their communities. But they do not know that the advantages of circumcision. I'll give an example. A research was studied by the WHO, World Health Organization, in 2001 that most men circumcised have a 60% rate of surviving on sexually transmitted diseases like gonorrhea and syphilis. The remaining 40% have a probability of dying. My second view is it leads to decay. Ignoring our cultural practices leads to the depletion of our culture. If we do not practice our culture, I'll give an example of an ancient practice practiced by the Banyoro. In English, it is called calling upon the spirits, also known as Chikomera. If we do not practice our culture, this helped them to commune with their dead. Now that we no longer practice our culture, it leads to the depletion and erosion of our culture. My third view is it leads to disconnection from roots. I'll give an example of the naming ceremony in Buganda Kingdom. When a child is born, he or she is taken to the grandfather from the paternal side in order to be given a name. Nowadays, we no longer have that. They also used to give us names according to our clans. I might be belonging to the Mudfish clan, also known as Mamba clan. Instead of giving me a name called Musoke or Chizito, you call me Caspian Jasons. I don't understand the meaning of Caspian Jasons. This will lead to the depletion of my culture, and I will not know my ancestors. I beg to submit.